Well, hello friends. Welcome to a very special video. Today we are decorating a living room for Christmas, and every year this is always my favorite video to make, so I'm so glad you're here. Now, you might be able to tell one thing that's already different from last year is the layout, and I'd be very curious to hear below which layout you guys think is better. Another thing that is different this year is my theme. I'm calling it a magical first snow. Let me grab a couple things to show you what I mean. So here are some of the picks that I'm going to use this year as my base. And yes, I'm going to be adding these to my green tree to make it look not completely flocked, but like a frosted. Again, this isn't a downpour, this isn't a deluge or a blizzard, this is just the first snow, so a little sprinkling. And what's fun about these is each of these picks are actually really cheap off of Amazon. If you were to just hold these up individually, you would kind of look at that and go, that's not, but you guys, it's always about how you combine them. And I think when you put these three together, it just looks so fantastic. And then of course, to add in a bit of the magic, we have my ever favorite picks from Hobby Lobby. But what's going to stay the same from all my Christmas decorating videos in the years past is my ever-ending quest for what I call maximal sparkle, minimal glitter. Because I do not think that we should have to suffer the ever-ending mess that is glitter just because we like our sparkly stuff at Christmas time. So let's do this. I knew I had to start this year with the garland on my mantle because it always seems to be my favorite part. This year, I had a vision to create a more traditional look with clear glass ornament clusters. I started out though almost exactly as I did last year. I used the same garland and attached it to the mantle with floral wire. But this time, I wired the garlands together in the middle and created a swag in the center for a symmetrical shape. Now these garlands by themselves didn't quite reach the floor, so I added two stems on either side that I thought looked similar enough to the garland to create that extra length. I knew I would essentially cover these up later with the picks I was going to add, so I figured this would be just fine. And after giving this garland a good and proper fluffing, I started right away with perhaps my favorite new find this year, these extra large snowy pine cones that, if you can believe it, also light up. They came in two different sizes and I was able to get 2 large and 3 small. However, when these originally came, they had red berries in them, but that simply wouldn't do since I wanted to stick to greens and whites for this year. So I performed surgery, removed the berries, patched everything back together with hot glue, and we were good to go. The only thing is that no one teaches you in school how to attach large light up pine cones to a Christmas garland, so I just had to kind of mess with each of them till I got them right where I wanted them. I ended up though using this super fine silver wire to support these tips, and amazingly you can hardly even see it even in person, so I'm quite pleased with the result. One of the things I did here was I played with a little bit of asymmetry, and frankly you'll see me do this throughout the styling of the mantle in this video. I really like how the main shape of the garland is symmetrical, but within that the pieces are intentionally asymmetrically distributed through the garland to give it a little bit more of a natural appearance. Once I got the pine cones in place, I wired in more clear ornaments to create these little spontaneous clusters throughout the garland. And so you know, I'm going to add clusters with these same ornaments in my tree this year too, but just in a slightly different way. Here though, I just wired each individual ornament separately, right where I wanted them to go. And I know that right now these ornaments kind of disappear because they're clear, but I was banking on the fact that once I added lights to this garland, the light would illuminate the ornaments and create this beautiful glow. At this moment though, I wasn't sure if that would actually happen or not. I then began adding in all my frosted picks to transform this green garland. One thing I made sure to do was add a curve into the stem of each pick and then fluff them out before I stuck them in the garland. I find this makes the garland look so much more natural and gives it so much more dimension. People always ask me how I get my garland to look like this, and honestly, this is my secret. Okay, it's actually been a couple of days. I was editing the bedroom makeover video, and then I was doing work, and then other life things. But we're here now, and it's Saturday afternoon, and I've got the rest of the day where I can just decorate. So I'm hoping we can seriously get some stuff done. And we're already off to a good start because I'm wearing, can you see? I'm wearing my reindeer slippers, which is practically tradition, and I'm thrilled about it. But since I've seen you last, I've actually changed a couple things on the garland, and you might have noticed them already. You know the picks that I put in first? I took them out. I thought they made the garland look too fluffy, and I realized I kind of have to be careful because this mantle is on the smaller side, and I like that, but I don't want the garland to look and overwhelm it. You know, like too fluffy can be a bad thing. My intention was to have the same picks in the garland as I will eventually put in the Christmas tree, such that the two can look connected because they are in the same room. But I think it's gonna be okay. You know, the tree might look a little more snowy than the garland, but I think this is the way to go. The final thing I did was, oh, the remote's back here. I added lights. Let me show you. So this is the same strand that I used in the garland last year. This is about 200 fairy lights. Oh my goodness, there's a piece of hair. I'd like to say I didn't know how that got there, but okay, moving on. Because we're going like magical this year and like white and brilliant, I added more. And I can turn them on separately, which was also an accident, but I'm loving that I can have like a two-tone thing. So watch this. Yeah, this is where we really turn on the lights display. Okay, but here's what I'm thinking. I haven't added, if you can believe this, I have not finished with this yet. I still need to add what I'm calling like all of the magical elements, if you will, all of the twinkly bits. But I'm thinking this is good for now. I'm gonna pause and I want to head over to the tree. Now I was very happy last year with how my tree turned out, except I didn't love the star because I realized when I stood back, everything else was lit on my tree except for the star. So what I did this year was I wove, I don't know if you can see, but I wove these lights with this silver wire in and around the tree star such that I can do this. Look at this. I absolutely still love this tree star, right? It's bejeweled. It kind of is like a snowflake type thing, which is my type of aesthetic. But yeah, I just recommend like don't do it the way I did it. Like definitely get like a star that's pre-lit, because this was ridiculous. You were worth it in the end, I think. Now I feel like I should mention here that I was worried that taking you through all the details of how I decorated my tree this year would make this video far too long. So I actually made a whole separate video, which I've actually already posted, all about decorating this tree. And I broke that video down into 8 simple steps and packed it full of the best tips and tricks for decorating a Christmas tree that I currently know. So if you're interested, feel free to check that video out. And if you do, I hope you find that video helpful and inspiring. And I guess while we're on the topic of other videos, I should tell you I have several more Christmas Decorate With Me videos coming up. I'm going to be decorating our staircase banister as well as our kitchen and our entryway. So much exciting stuff still to come. Ooh, and then at the very end, when I'm all done, I want to make a full Christmas apartment tour. So this is just the beginning, my friends. Okay, now look, I've got a self-imposed catastrophe. I ordered a couple things. They said they didn't have glitter on them, but because it's Christmas, they did. So my thinking is that I'm gonna spray it down with hairspray and hope for the best.
It's so pretty, and it's just perfect for what I want. I couldn't send it back. I just couldn't.
Okay, now was this a perfect contamination protocol? No. But I would say I was pleased with how this dramatically reduced the glitter mess. I mean, not perfect, but it definitely really helped. My main thing against glitter is not just that it creates an impossible mess and trail, but I also think it makes decor look tacky and cheap, if I'm honest. I really wish that it wasn't just expected that Christmas decor comes with a bunch of glitter. Maybe one day it'll be different, but for now, I will continue my usual efforts of seeking out sparkly glitter alternatives and, in dire cases, I guess now, hairspray solutions. Where are we at? Is it like already like day 3 or something of doing this? Guys, it's just like the sun goes down and then, well, I'm just calling it cozy season. I'm trying not to call it winter. It's just like I'm embracing cozy season and the sun goes down and then I want to stop too. So anyways, it's day 3. At least you are under no illusion of how long this actually takes me in real life. I guess I also should have maybe said this from the beginning, but with this tree, I have two goals. Like obviously I have my theme of a magical for snow, right? That's like the artistic vision. But then separately, one of my goals is I want to create a super fluffy tree this year. Because I'm putting the tree over in this corner of the room and I have more space, this is actually the first year where I've really been allowed to make the tree get even bigger and fluffier. And so I really want to explore that this year. So that's one of my goals, fluffy. We're going for fluffy. And the second goal was, well, actually, let me show you. Let me come up close. Do you see this? Okay. Like when you put it in the tree, guys, it gets even prettier. Oh my goodness. This was the first year that I allowed myself to get individual ornaments and lean into that and embrace that. In the past, I've always stuck with sets. First, because it's cheaper, and second, because I've always tried to, make my tree have like more of a designer aesthetic. And I definitely think getting sets is a great way to do that because it keeps your tree more cohesive. But it was like an inspiration of like, okay, so I wanted to start collecting individual ornaments like this for myself, but I still want to have like the designer cohesive aesthetic tree, and I want to combine those because I realize most people, what they do, and this seems entirely reasonable, right, is they have their like pretty tree that's like cohesive and all of that, like maybe in their main room. And then they have like the kids tree where you put all of your personal ornaments. And I really wanted to see if I could make a sort of blueprint that would combine them. And the idea is like, of course I'm using my particular theme and color palette. Like I'm using these clear ornaments, some of them are plastic, some of them are glass. And then I'm sticking with like sage greens and, well, yeah, that's really it. It's like white and sage green is my color palette this year, but you could do this in any other color palette that you chose. Like you could do these ball garlands in blue or red or burgundy or really whatever you wanted. And then my idea is in all of the spaces in between, we're gonna stick the ornaments like this such that they kind of have their own moment. And I really like the idea of blending these two things so that I can have these individual unique ornaments and also this tree that definitely gives off pretty tree vibes. Once I finished the tree, I went back to the garland and added more of those same crystal picks and icy stems and even icicles to the garland, what I'm calling all of those magical pieces. And then I moved on to styling this wreath. I actually originally got this wreath from Hobby Lobby this year, and it was meant to originally hang with the branches draping down on the bottom, but I knew from the moment that I got it that I wanted to turn it upside down so that it would kind of drape over on one side. And just like for the tree and garland, I of course added more of those frosted picks and magical elements to tie everything together. One of my favorite things though was I added some of those individual crystals to the part of the garland that sticks, and then I added more of those crystals to the draping pieces on the side. Once the wreath was hung, it was officially time to move on to styling the room with all those final touches. One thing I really leaned on this year was layering antique and rustic pieces like these antique books or wooden pieces alongside some mercury glass pieces, right? Some things that are more glamorous. There's just something about this combination that I love and I think just goes so well with the wallpaper and the existing vibe of this room. For the couch, I kept the same pillows on as I had last year. I was really into plaid pillows for Christmas last year, and I'm still into this year as well, so easy enough, I didn't change a thing. However, normally this would be the moment that I break out my extra large faux fur blanket, and don't worry, I still did, but just with a twist. I ended up putting the blanket on the back of the couch so that you can still see it and touch it and enjoy it, but this way it doesn't completely overwhelm the couch because it is, after all, quite large. I think when the weather gets colder, I'll style this on the side like I normally do, but until then, this is its home. And after all that, here's how my living room turned out for Christmas this year. Thank you all so much for watching. I so appreciate you being here, and I can't wait to hear what you think in the comments below. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind giving this video a like or even hyping it up, that would be awesome. Otherwise, I will look forward to seeing you next week with more Christmas decorating.
Hello.
Hi. That looks really interesting.
It's supposed to be funny for social media.
Oh, well.
Yeah, this has glitter on it, and so I'm trying to.
Well,
It's anyways. It's supposed to be helping the glitter.
well, I'm glad.
Yeah. Looks a little strange.
You see? Oh goodness.